In today's world, everybody has got a camera, right? And anybody and everybody can create, publish, and make sure that your content reaches as many people as possible. And you don't need anything expensive for that. Having said that, right, personal branding is all about creating something meaningful, something that you can identify yourself with. Most people understand personal branding as going viral, but it's not about who is the loudest in the room, but it's about who is worth listening to. It's about giving the right signals. Let me start with my experience. I started my journey to social media since 2010. 2010, that's just long ago. For the past 15 years, I've been teaching, implementing, and practicing social media marketing, right? So this gave me this experience of creating multiple brands. And when personal branding became popular, like everybody else, I'll have to go online. I did my research and try to understand what works, how to do that. So there are three things: be shocking, be inspiring, and there is always, I was a nobody and I became somebody, right? But the problem is, when I looked at work, I didn't have the rags to riches story. There was no soft story. And even if I had one, I'm not going to share it online. Right? How many of you in this room has ever felt that my story is not dramatic enough and I can never become a personal brand because people are not interested? How many of you felt like that? Yeah? When we look at the online videos, most of it is like this, and you start feeling privileged, right? When you have the internet, you have education, you have resources, and to top it all, I went for a student exchange program at an Ivy League college. So now you don't have anything to say there. Now, if you look deeply, personal branding is not about this. You don't have to go viral. People always do not have to get inspired by you, and you don't need to always create content that's motivational in nature. You need people who are your community, who can relate with you. So, let me tell you an example. I know an entrepreneur, I'll come to students. I know an entrepreneur who started creating content and he wants to build a community. And in no time, in 3 months, he built a followership of 100,000 people, right? You might be wondering, how did he do this? Yes, it is possible. We all know that. People have done it. And if you go online, you will see there will be someone who is into a biryani restaurant, but he will be talking about how to start a business. Someone else who is into finance, but he will be talking about relationships. You must be following them, right? The Gen Z. That's your favorite content. And Gen Z are the ones who are very active on social media, and the numbers are actually there, right? And then there's motivation. Like everybody else, he was all over the place. Now, it worked for a while. But after some time, people were not able to understand what he really stood for, where his expertise lie. So most people kind of confuse followers with community and popularity with credibility. I repeat, We confuse followers with community and popularity with credibility. These are different things. Look at it like this. There is a shiny book. Cover looks extremely good. Now everybody picks it up, but nobody finishes reading it. That's what this is. Now let's look at a student, right? This happened. A student of mine, 18-year-old, he came to me and he had a lot of doubts. And he wanted to be a creator. He wanted to be well known. And he had a lot of goals, right? So if you are a content creator, you need to have some goals as to why you are online, why you're creating content, why do you want to create a personal brand. So what exactly is a personal brand? What exactly is a brand? You go to a store and there's always this section, this t-shirt section where you see these are branded t-shirts and these are not branded. But they also have a logo, right? But why do we feel that? Because we are not aware of the brand. Branding works when there is repetition, right? Branding works when we are able to identify something. For example, the moment I say Bata, something comes to your mind, right? That's positioning. The moment I say noodles, a specific brand, something comes to your mind. That's positioning too. So people have to remember you and relate you with something, right? So now if you are all over the place, then will people remember you? No. So now he comes to me and he asks me, ma'am, I don't know, I don't have a good equipment, no good camera, no good mic, right? And whatever I really want to say, people have already said that. And who will listen to me? I'm too young. How many of you have these questions? And these are frequently asked questions. All of us have it. But you know what? Everybody has a voice. Even if something is said already, everybody has a voice and your voice is unique. Your perspective is unique. And the way you say it is unique. And there are a few people who would be able to connect with you. Now, you look at it like this song, right? This popular song. So many people have sung it. But only when few people sing that song, it'll make you cry. And that is personal branding, right? And for you, there is always a crowd, not too big, but just enough to become your community. Now let's get back to what I did. 10 years I've been running my agency. I don't have a sales team. So every lead came from social media, from YouTube and Instagram. So believe me, I don't have 1 million followers. Right? And my content doesn't go viral because I don't say, press a button, become a millionaire, or become a YouTube celebrity without posting YouTube videos. That's what gets you viral, right? But what I do is the toughest thing, which is teach genuine marketing. Now, this is going to be difficult, but you will grow in a way that people will recognize you as an expert. Now, what happens when you start talking about something that you are interested in? Even now, you're not an expert in it, you're just starting. What happens is you will start experiencing things, you will start learning just to tell it to others, right? So, personal branding is not about having too many followers. It's about growth, your own personal growth. There needs to be an objective. The objective could be that you want to build something and you need people to connect with you, someone who is in line with you. You want to be treated as an expert. You can even get invited to stages like this because they can actually see what you really are and what you are expert in, right? So now, when you are creating content, you don't need extraordinary mic or extraordinary cameras. Whatever you have is good enough, and you can start creating content in your own specialized area. Now, close your eyes. Let's do this exercise. If someone is going to Google about you, now I can't use Google like this. If someone is going to search you on the internet, what is the one word that should appear next to your name? Now open your eyes. I want all of you to say it out loud. Right. So now all of you know that this is what you want to become, right? Now, that will make you a personal brand. That will make you stand out from everybody else. So do not complain. Do not compare. Don't always think that you have to grow really big, because it's your own personal growth that you're looking for. And being a celebrity is not being a personal brand. Thank you so much.